Hey there, fighters. This is Luke Anderson again with mytbifight.com, coming at you with another video. Real quick, before I start, just want to say if you are current or former military, first responder, police officer, or family member of any of those, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for your service and for your sacrifice. All right, today I'm going to talk just briefly on a cleanse that I just tried. I'm kind of excited about it, even though I did not finish it. But it's called the GM cleanse. And yes, it is GM as in General Motors. It's a 7-day diet cleanse to help get the toxins out of your bodies and also promote weight loss. I did it just for the detox portion, just to feel better. I was sick for about 3 weeks, was on antibiotics, and my diet kind of got all screwed up. Long story short, wasn't able to eat solid foods for 2 of those 3 weeks. And afterwards, I recovered well. From a head perspective with the head injury, I was surprised that my headaches and my migraines weren't worse from recovering from that, so that was a plus. I recovered pretty well from the sickness. That's a side note. Anyway, just after being sick, and having the disruption in my diet, just wasn't quite feeling back to normal. Excuse me, gut wise. So I was looking for a cleanse, and it was recommended to me by my trainer to do the GM cleanse, as in General Motors. So basically, it's a cleanse that they came up with, General Motors did, back in the 80s is when they developed it for their employees to help them promote healthier lifestyles. Anyway, so with the GM cleanse, real quick what it is, got my cheat sheet. This hangs on my refrigerator to keep me on track for my 7 days. First day is fruit, any fruit besides bananas. Preferably melons to help get weight loss started. Because most melons are primarily water, so that's my guess anyway. Second day is vegetables, and for breakfast you have a baked potato, preferably with a big slab of butter on it. Excuse me. But the rest of the day it's just vegetables. They can be steamed, cooked, whatever. They just have to be. I think you can use a little oil or a little butter with them, if you're cooking them, but, just try and keep them just the vegetables, no sauces and things like that. Day 3 is a mixture of fruits and vegetables, no bananas, no potatoes. I should also clarify on these first 3 days, from my understanding, you're not supposed to have any tomatoes either, from my understanding. Anyway, day 4 is up to 8 bananas to help get your potassium and electrolytes and stuff like that back in order from the first 3 days, up to 3 glasses of milk, and then this soup, which is they just called the GM cabbage soup. It's cabbage, bell peppers, a bunch of onions, a bunch of celery, and a bunch of tomatoes in chicken broth, and that's literally all it is. Apparently by day 3, your body that's when it's really prepped to start the weight loss process, the major weight loss process. And then into day 4, that just continues, and that's when you start to lose weight. And the last 3 days is when you lose the most weight. That's my understanding. Day 5 is 2 10-ounce portions of lean beef, 6 tomatoes, 6 whole big tomatoes, and you increase your water intake by a quart. So you're supposed to drink 6 to 8 glasses of water per day, but on the days that you eat beef, which is day 5 and day 6, you're supposed to increase your water intake by a quart. Day 6, you can have, from my understanding, I thought it was 20 ounces initially, again, 2 10-ounce portions, but from other places I read, it was you could have as much beef as you wanted for day 6, and then you just have a mixture of veggies, but no tomatoes. And increase your water intake. day 7 is brown rice, veggies, and fruit juices. And they claim that you lose the average weight loss is between 10 and 17 pounds. And from people I've talked to that have personally done it, it seems like they're pretty spot on. My trainer, who's been fit pretty much the majority of his life, doesn't really have any weight to lose. He did it and said he lost 7. So don't know if it was really good for him to lose 7, but the point is that it does work. I know I was on it for 3 days and I lost 4 pounds in 3 days. So that's the diet. I'm really excited to try it again. The reason I did not do the whole thing was by day 3, my headaches had gotten so bad, I just couldn't go another 4 days if it was going to continue like that. The more research I've done since then, I think that if I were to have stuck it through for 1 to 2 more days, it would have subsided or gotten better anyway to where it's tolerable. Because apparently with any cleanse, the first 3 days are always the worst. And they say in the disclaimer that, you will experience fatigue and muscle weakness and headaches and things like that. So I went in knowing that. And I kind of figured it would increase my head pain pretty substantially, but I was just hoping that it wouldn't increase it to the point where I couldn't function anymore. So I decided not to continue and to pause it because I couldn't drive. My vision started getting messed up, and my focus, I wasn't able to focus properly, so I didn't feel comfortable driving. And I've been driving a lot lately, and just how our system is with our family, I've been driving a lot more to keep it up for me, and it's good training for my eyes and my brain, and because I can, and it helps out my family. So anyway, so I was like, okay, probably shouldn't. I'm having trouble driving. Not to give you too much TMI, but had pretty bad diarrhea on the 3rd day, which I kind of suspected, but it was like frequent. And so I was like, okay, I obviously need this cleanse. Like it's a good thing, but between all that and the head pain, like I can't deal with all that. Maybe if it was 1 or 2 of those things, but not all. I just can't deal with all of them right now. So I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, so that's why I decided to pause it. And talking with my trainer, I think the next time I'm going to try it, I'm just going to eliminate the day of all veggies. I know it's not ideal, but that's going to be the day that is going to be the most starving for the body. And we kind of made that decision based on when I decided to come off of this after 3 days, I had once I had protein, just a source of protein, within 15 minutes I was back to normal. Head-wise, digestively, everything. And I'm glad I did the 3 days because I feel a ton better. Like I feel like I cleansed myself after being sick, but I didn't get the full effect of the cleanse because I didn't stay on it for the full 7 days. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the 6 days, eliminate the all veggie day. So just go from all fruits to fruits and veggies, then to the bananas and the soup, and try it that way and see how that goes. So I'm really excited about it, and because I feel a lot better. I feel like it did the trick, even though I didn't do the whole thing. And I'm really curious to see what would happen if I did accomplish the whole thing, because from everything I've seen, people just feel a lot better, regardless of the way. Because with cleanses, you may lose weight, but you're going to gain portion of it, if not all of it, back, depending on how your diet is. Excuse me. So that wasn't my goal, was the weight loss. It was just to feel better. So, and it accomplished it in 3 days. So I'm really curious to try it again, and I hope that's helpful. Maybe you guys will give it a shot. If you don't, at least you're a little more informed. So, all right. Talk to you next time. Check out the website. Like, share, comment, send me an email. I'd love to hear from you guys. All right. Talk to you soon.